Hello, 7 receiving students and teachers.
Hello, Ms. Sotuba.
Thank you. Take your seats. Receiving students, tell your teacher what you have gone through in your last lesson. For the model class, I'd like to find out from someone in the class what was our last lesson on. Samuel will tell us what was our last lesson on.
Measuring weights.
Very good. Can someone tell me an example of an instrument that is used to measure weight? Julie?
Spring balance.
Very good. Spring balance or spring scale. And others can think of the postal weighing scale plus the electronic weighing scale. Those are just few examples of instruments that are used to measure weight. All right. Now, let's see. Ruben. Okay, Ruben will tell us, receiving students, I'd like you to also tell your teacher what is the weather like at your place or at your province or where your school is. For Ruben, he is going to tell us what is the weather like today. Before coming into class, you observed the sky, and he'll tell us what's the weather like today. Okay. Hot. Can someone help him to further describe the weather? Let's have, yes, our friend there. Thank you, Ruben, for that answer.
Sunny day.
Class, you agree? Yes. All right. Right now in Port Moresby, the weather here is sunny, or the day is sunny today. Now, what makes you think that the weather is sunny, or what makes you to tell me that the weather is sunny or hot today? JJ?
By looking at the clouds.
Very good. He's using his senses again, like looking at the clouds, yes? Any other things that you can use or you feel that will help you to find out what is the weather like? Daisy?
Temperature.
Very good. Temperature, but how? How do you know that? Why do you say temperature?
By feeling it.
Very good. So she is using her own body to feel the temperature or to see how hot or cold the weather is like. Right, in today's lesson, we are going to be doing more of quantitative observations, meaning we are going to use instruments again to help us make observations and record accurately. Now, our lesson topic is on measuring temperature, but we are still on the same strand, working scientifically, and our learning outcome is 7.1.1. Measuring temperature, receiving students and teachers, that is our topic for today. Now, before we go on to our activity, in all science classes, we always go through rules. And rules will help us to handle our materials or equipment well and should guide us when we are doing certain activities. Let's look at rule number 1 and 2. Class, let's all read rule number 1 together. Right. Rule number 2.
Do not spill water on the table. Wipe off
Do you understand rule number 1 and 2? Yes. Good. You can use a rag or a cloth. Let's go on to rule number 3. Class, let's say this word together, thermometer. Thermometer. Right. In today's lesson, you will be using a thermometer, therefore please handle it with care. Last of all, let's read together. Report any damage or accidents to the teacher immediately. All right, good. So those are our 4 simple safety rules that we should follow, receiving students and the model class. Now, right, all looking up here, I am now going to demonstrate to you how to handle a thermometer. Right. This is a thermometer holder, it's in yellow. What is inside the thermometer, class? What is inside this holder? The thermometer. All right. Now, outside this holder, you will see figures 0 to 100 and a little circle and C. When you are holding this thermometer holder, make sure that it's not upside down like this, where you see that the letters are not in order or they are upside down. Make sure that it is, you hold it this way, because we have a top, a lid or a top, you can call this. So when you are holding the thermometer, the holder, pull the top out like this and remove the thermometer. Make sure you hold the thermometer with your right hand. Okay. Now, to hold the thermometer, your thumb must be placed over, pointer and the tall man gripping onto the thermometer, and the ring man and the small man in between. Okay. Is that clear? All right, so your thumb should be firmly holding onto the glass, and the pointer and the tall man gripping the glass. So you should hold the thermometer this way. Okay. Now, looking at the thermometer, you will find that inside the thermometer, can anyone tell me what is this red liquid in the thermometer called? Do you know the name of this liquid? All right, let's have our friend there. Thank you. Have a try. Receiving students, tell your teacher as well.
Alcohol.
Very good. Okay. Alcohol, not the alcohol that our fathers drink or whoever drinks, not beer. Alcohol is the name also given to the liquid that is put in a thermometer, and it is red in color. Okay. So this thermometer is a lab thermometer, a laboratory thermometer. You have also seen examples of thermometers. Where do you find other thermometers? In the hospital or clinic, but they are smaller than this. Okay, so the liquid in this thermometer that I am holding is alcohol, and the other thermometer that you will come across, I will show you probably in the next lesson. It contains mercury and it's silvery in color. Now, right at the bottom of the thermometer, can someone tell me what is this called? What is the name of this red part here? Okay. Receiving teacher, tell students, tell your teacher. Bagley?
Strip.
Very good. It's called strip, all right? This part of the thermometer, right at the bottom where you see all the alcohol is called the bulb of the thermometer. Okay, class, this is the bulb of the thermometer and it's very sensitive, meaning this is the part where it is used to measure. You will have to, whatever you're measuring, for example, if you're measuring water today, you are going to place this bulb into the container of water. And this has to go in first, right? Because it's very sensitive and it can break easily as well. So handle this with care. All right? Now, how to read the thermometer? Remember in your last lesson, you looked at how to read the volume of liquid in a measuring cylinder. What about a thermometer? How do you read? How do you place your eyes? How do you, all right? Can we have Shannon to quickly tell us?
Straight.
All right, good. So this is what you have to do. Hold the thermometer this way, straight. Okay, your eye level must be with the level of the edge of the alcohol strip. Okay, and then you take your reading. Okay, and it has to be right angle. You have to form a right angle to take the reading of the temperature of whatever that you are measuring. Okay, so in this case, if we are measuring hot water, tap water, the temperature of the tap water, we place our thermometer into the container. Make sure don't touch the edge of the container. Do not touch the edge of the container. The group leader has to hold the thermometer above the bottom of the jar and you take the reading. Make sure your eye level is with the level of the strip, the edge of the alcohol strip. All right, good. Now I'd like group leaders to come in front quickly. Please, every group leader to come up and you get your thermometers. All right, let's see. Group leaders, please. As I've already shown you how to remove the thermometer, please follow the steps and carefully remove the thermometer. Hold it in the middle so that the other group members can have a close look of the thermometer. Do not hold the thermometer at the bottom where the bulb is. All right, I'd like you to look at the scale on the thermometer. All right, what is the unit that is used to measure temperature? On your thermometer, you will see the unit. Donald?
Degrees Celsius.
Very good, class. Let's say degrees Celsius together. All right, that's the unit. Now let's look at the scale division. You have to look from the bottom up, because if you start from the top, you will have big numbers like 100. And if you read downwards Towards the bottom, you will have numbers 0 as the first one. All right, so let's see. Work out the scale division. All right, the scale division from 0 to 10, how many are there? How many? Let's see from my example here on the whiteboard. Here you have 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, I have the 10 at the wrong place. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's the scale division. We have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, what do you think each of these divisions represent? Those of you putting your hands up? 1. Very good, you're not wrong. 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it goes on. Now, what if you take your reading and you see that the the alcohol strip stops somewhere in between 6 and 7, let's say here. Between 6 and 7. What would be the reading like? Put your hands up, please. Darrell, sorry.
Six and a half.
6.5, yes, you are correct. How can I write 6.5? 6 whole and half, 6 whole and half, okay. Any other ways to write that down? In decimal? Let's have our friend there, thank you.
Put 6.5.
Very good. So I will encourage you in today's lesson not to write it in fraction form, but in decimal. So it should be 6.5. What degree Celsius? Okay. What if it's below 6.5? It's somewhere here. Not where 5 is now, it's below 5. What would be the reading? 6.3 or 6.4? 6.3 degrees Celsius or 6.4 degrees Celsius. Is that clear now? All right, good. So your answers should be in decimal as well. Okay, decimal points. Now, class, we are now going to have a look at some facts about temperature. Okay, so the boiling point, as you know, you all have learned in grade 6, I hope so, is 100 degrees. When you boil your water in the house, it boils at what temperature? 100 degrees Celsius. It doesn't go 101, 102, no. Water always boils at 100 degrees. And water also melts. When it melts, it's at 0 degrees. And when the water turns into ice, it turns into ice at what degrees? 0 degrees. Okay, so those are some basic facts. And what is the temperature of your body, your normal body temperature? 37 degrees. Okay, if your normal body temperature is 20, that means you are sick. Okay, something is wrong with your body. The normal body temperature is 37 degrees. All right, enough of that. Let's go on to our activity for today. Now, your activity for today, receiving students, your materials that you should bring. In front of me here, I have 3 jars. If you don't have 3 jars, you can use 1 jar. And in each of those jars, you will have 3 different liquids in them. Tap water, tank water, or well water. You can fill one. All right, so we have the first one is the tap water. Second one, you should have warm water. And the last one, hot water. All right, for those of us with only 1 jar or 2 jars, you make sure that you refill again when it comes to measuring that particular type of liquid. Okay. I will demonstrate to you what you will be doing in your groups. First of all, you will take the temperature of the cold water. Then you move on to the warm water, and last of all, hot water. This is what you will do. You will place the thermometer into the water, right? And when you place it in, don't do that now. You just look up here. You place it in and do not place it all the way down to the bottom of the jar, just somewhere above. Make sure it does not touch the bottom of the jar. And hold it there for 2 minutes. Okay. And you watch, observe what happens to the alcohol strip. Then you take the reading. Okay, good. So you will do the same with the other liquids. Now we are going to make some predictions before we start our activity. What do you think will happen to the mercury strip, the alcohol strip in here when it's placed into the container of cold water for 2 minutes? What will happen to it? Okay, good. We'll get your answer, please.
1 drop.
Okay, so for tap water, okay, what will drop? Good. Temperature will drop.
The alcohol strip.
Drop. Just leave it as it is. Okay. What about warm water? Somebody? What will happen to the alcohol strip? Warm water, somebody? Isaac? Just guess. You are now predicting what will happen. And then you will actually carry out the experiment to confirm your predictions.
It will move up.
Okay, good. Hot water. Someone with hot water? Someone's prediction? Kalen?
It will rise up to 100 degrees Celsius.
Good. So we have 3 people's prediction or 3 students' prediction about each of those different liquids. Are we now ready to carry out our activity carefully? All right. You may now start. I will put up the instructions for you and you follow the instructions as you do your activity. But before you do your activity, you have a table to complete. You will record all your results in the table given. For Students' worksheet, it's on page number 17. Receiving students, page number 15. Page 15 is where you will find the table. And for the receiving teacher, it's on page 40. I also have the table on the PowerPoint for you to use. Okay, what water are you starting with? Tap water, then to warm water, and then to hot water. Okay, you clip it, do this. Yes. All right, let's move on to our instructions now. Three jars or beakers, and you are to fill each of them. Okay, so which means water will stay. Okay. You have three. One more container. I'll face you. Okay. Can bring that one here. This is the hot one. Okay, what's the fill it in? Hot water, cold water finish. Did you record? Yes, okay. Warm water. We'll go down first with warm water. Warm water, and then what's the last one? Tap water. This is hot water. Okay. Okay, this is hot water, so you mix it to have warm water now. Yeah, hold it. No, bring that jar. I will pour it water. Already. Where are you now? Already cold water? Okay, warm water. No jar. Pour it in, and then you replace. You have hot. That's hot water. So you have to. Warm water. Warm water, okay. Look at the mercury strip. Steady, steady. Okay, pour it out to warm water now.
Get the reading, Teresa.
Wait. Class, you can wait until the strip stops and you can take your reading.
39 degrees.
When the strip stops moving, you can take the reading. Hot water for one group. Already 2 minutes? You got the reading? Yes. Okay, what you're going to do, you remove the thermometer first and then wait one at a time. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Carefully. Warm water, not hot water. So warm water. Okay, that's warm water. You time it. Where are we now? On hot water. You just wait patiently. They just go. And you fill in the rest of the columns. Okay. Eye level, right angle with the edge. Alright, I should be stopping you very shortly, so by now we all should take the reading of those 3 liquids. And fill in the column up as well what happens to the mercury strip or the alcohol strip. Okay, by now you should be measuring the temperature of hot water. Please be very careful when you are handling hot water. Use a cloth and hold the thermometer. Once you finish using the thermometer, for those groups that have finished, please, I'd like you to put the thermometer carefully back into their holders and place it flat on the table. Don't play with the thermometers. For those groups that have finished recording. All right. Once you find that your group has finished taking the readings of those 3 liquids, please put the thermometers away into their holders and place the thermometer flat on the table. Do not hold the thermometer. All right, let's go back to our table. As you can see on the screen, we have tap water, hot water, and tap water that is warm water. We'll have group number 2 to come and record their findings on the table, while the rest of the other groups, please pay attention. All right, thank you. Okay, I'm sure they just mixed their numbers up. This should be hot water, right? And this one should be warm water, all right? So we will stop here. I will go through this table with you in our next lesson, whereas the receiving teachers and students, you can continue with this activity if you are not finished. For the model class, we will stop here and keep your results with you. In our next lesson, we will go through the table together. Remember, we started with predicting. We had 3 predictions for the 3 different liquids. So we will go through that in our next lesson. Let's have a look at our summary for today's lesson. We have 2 points there. A thermometer is an instrument used to measure temperature. Temperature is a measure of how hot or cool something is. And the next summary points. The bulb at the bottom contains either mercury or colored alcohol, and the unit used for measuring temperature is degrees Celsius. Okay, receiving teachers, our next lesson will be on measuring temperature and time. Materials for the next lesson: provide beakers, jars, thermometers again, rags or cloth, hot water, and tap water. Okay. So we will be doing a similar exercise like this in our next lesson. With that, our key word for today, class, what is it? Thank you, class, for participating.